Thanks for taking the time to speak to us today, Pat. If anyone wants to raise their hands and start us off, you're more than welcome to. Thank you. Micah, you can start us off.
Hey Patrick, congratulations, welcome. I was just curious, what's your relationship like with DJ Wonnum, and did he help in the recruiting process at all? And have you guys talked since you signed the deal?
Yeah, DJ Wonnum, that's my dog, man. We go all the way back to Minnesota. He knew I was coming here. He hit me up and called me, let me know I'm in great hands. It's a great place, a great team. So I'm just happy to be here.
And then a lot of guys, just going back to your college years, a lot of edge rushers have come out of Pitt over the years. I was just curious, what made you decide to go to Pitt? I know you're from Virginia. And what about your college career stood out to you before you got to the NFL?
Oh yeah, the main reason I want to go to Pitt, I just felt it in my heart. I felt like that was the right place for me to go, and I just knew what Narduzzi could do with his defense, and I just wanted to come there and be a part of a big-time defense. And when you look back at it at Pitt, them 2 years I was there, 2 years I was there starting, we was a big-time defense.
Thanks.
Here we go, David Newton.
Hey, welcome, Pat. David Newton, ESPN.com. Wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself fitting into this defense? I mean, you've got two starters at outside linebacker for now, but I just kind of figure, how do you see you as a rotational, or what do you look at?
I see myself as an impact player. I feel like whenever I get in the game, wherever I get in the game, at whatever position, I'm going to come in and make an impact, and that's where I see myself at.
Strictly outside, or can you move inside? Or
I could move all over. I could play inside and outside. So wherever I can make an impact at, that's where I'm going to be, and that's what I'm going to do.
And I don't know how much you got to study this defense and the pieces they've been adding. What have you noticed about it from everything they've added?
You could just tell, like, we trying to do something real special, the way we building pieces up and just trying to bring everybody together and get the right pieces in the building for the defense. You could just tell that we really in the process of building something real special.
I think I saw a picture of you, like, with a big catfish. Were you noodling, or?
Nah. I caught that. I was on a boat fishing with my friend, and we ended up catching those. It was a flathead catfish that we caught.
Cool, very cool. Lots of good fishing around here, so you'll be happy, I think.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, David. We could go with Joe Person.
Hey, congratulations. Wanted to ask first, is it Pat or Patrick? I've seen both.
You could just call me Pat.
Pat, okay,
Yeah.
well, welcome. And wondered what, if you had reached out at all to DJ during the process and kind of, hit him up about the defensive coordinator, the scheme, Charlotte, or anything along those lines.
Oh yeah, I mean, I talk to DJ all the time. That's my dog. So we just chopped it up, and naturally, like I've been watching the games last year because I was watching him play. So I kind of had a little feel of what was going on.
What did he say, just sort of about the fit for someone like you, playing outside in that 3-4?
Yeah, he was just telling me like this is a great staff, great environment. He was telling me that we building something special. So once he said that, I knew that's what I want to be a part of. I want to come here and to make a difference.
Did you have any other connections to the staff or to anyone on the roster or even just Charlotte in general?
Yeah, I actually have a lot of connections with Charlotte. My whole family's from the Charlotte area. So, like, once the Panthers came about, I just knew this would be a place that would be good for me because it's kind of like home for me. This is about as close as home I could get. So I just knew this is where I wanted to be.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any additional questions for Patrick?
Yeah, I got one. Pat, you said that you've got a lot of family here. Is that because they moved around because of military stuff, or do you guys just have a base here that's been here for a while?
So I moved to Virginia because my dad got stationed there. But my whole mom's side of the family, grandma, grandpa, cousins, uncles, aunts, everybody, they all from this area. So it's a real big family. So I got a lot of support here. So it's amazing.
How cool is it going to be to have them at games and be able to support you and kind of continue to build that relationship as an adult?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. Being in Minnesota, I was far away from everybody, so it was hard to get everybody at the games, but I'm about 30 minutes from everybody now, so I know I'm going to have endless support and love from my family, and you can't ask for anything more than that.
Thank you, Mike. We go with Joe Person.
Pat, I wondered if you've got a chance to talk to Clowney yet and what you think of him and kind of being in the room with that group.
I actually did. I met him this morning, and it was real brief, but we talked for a little bit and introduced ourselves to each other. And it's gonna be real fun to be in there with a great group of guys with a lot of talent. So that's always gonna be fun.
Did you know much about him, previously?
Oh, of course, I played DN. Every DN know who Jadeveon Clowney is.
Pat, David Newton again. So how much time did you actually spend living in the Charlotte area previous to now?
So it's actually crazy because I was born in Japan and I lived all overseas. I lived in Italy and stuff too, but during the summer times, my parents, they used to bring us back over here to North Carolina, and we would come out here into Charlotte area specifically. So I knew a little bit about this area because I grew up in the summers over here. And then also when I was in Japan, when the earthquake happened and the tsunami, I actually had to evacuate, and we actually came here to Charlotte, and I went to middle school out here for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, what was that like to have to just pack up and leave with the tsunami?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a crazy experience. I was like 12 years old, so you could just imagine how that could feel. My dad, he was in the military, so he had to leave. He couldn't say nothing else. His ship just had to go take off into the ocean because the tsunami and stuff. So it was just me, my mom, my sisters. So we just had to get on a plane. We took about an 18-hour flight. We waited in the airport for about a day, took an 18-hour flight across the ocean, landed in California, was over there for about another day. And then we didn't really have nowhere to go, so we came here to Charlotte, and then that's when we got here.
Okay. Was there like a specific family member in Charlotte that you moved in with, or?
Yeah, I came to stay with my grandma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. You've been all over the place too. I mean, it's just like, are you ready to settle down in one place and stay for a while?
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Yeah, I'm ready to just settle down, find my home.
Pat, do you remember what middle school it was and how long were you there?
It was Piedmont Middle School. I stayed there for the whole second semester.
And then went to Virginia after that?
No, we actually went back to Japan after that for about maybe a year, and then we moved to Virginia, where I did high school in Virginia.
Thank you. Any additional questions for Pat? All right, thank you, Pat. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us today. You have a good one.
Thank you, appreciate it.